The COVID-19 pandemic has elevated the importance of specific job opportunities. Companies around the world have digitized their operations and processes. Some of the most in-demand jobs include digital engagement skills, social media marketing, software engineering, and pharmacy. COVID-19 is changing workplaces as well as the skills required and desired by many employers. So for more insight regarding jobs in demand, we are joined by Dr. Linda Louise Geldenhuys, who is an HR and academic manager at Boston City campus. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
All right. Give us an understanding of these in-demand jobs. What does it mean, an in-demand job, in the current landscape of the broader different industries of employment in the country?
Okay, so with COVID-19, the digitization of the fourth industrial revolution has really accelerated. And with that, it brought an increased demand for technology-related jobs and the emergence of new jobs resulting from pandemic-induced changes in our lives and the workplace. So this has resulted in double disruption scenario for workers who have to deal with the combined impact of these new demands. LinkedIn has weighed in on the most in-demand jobs, and they have said that with the significant spike in the need for pharmacists and people with tech skills, these have really been brought to the forefront. According to LinkedIn, tech roles continue to be in high demand to meet the workplace digital transformation catalyzed by this health crisis we are facing. This has seen a rise in demand for web development, engineering roles related to businesses, and this has developed further infrastructure to accommodate remote working while meeting the increased demand in online shopping. So with vaccination distribution, the LinkedIn data has seen a significant spike in the need for pharmacists, pharmacy technicians, and nurses. And these roles where the most LinkedIn job posts are software engineers, followed by registered nurses, salespeople, project managers, food delivery drivers, full stack engineers, animal groomers, JavaScript developers, DevOps engineers, and account managers. And while these jobs provide insight into the impact of the pandemic on the workforce, the demand for these jobs are set to continue in the post-pandemic environment too. So it's not just in our current economy, but it will continue to be in demand once we get out of this pandemic situation. And locally, Career Junction has also weighed in on it, and South Africa mirrors the LinkedIn job trends, which is amazing to hear. And it has seen a similar uptake in the demand for medical and health professionals, sales, marketing, architecture, and engineering over the first few months of 2021. There's been a significant online demand that indicates positive employment trends. IT, business and management and finance sectors are undoubtedly the most sought after sectors, followed by sales, admin, office, and support and architecture and engineering sectors. These are just some of them that has been listed.
So talk to us about the management of technology in as far as how companies have tried to keep up with the changes in getting into the field of the fourth industrial revolution. Now, I'm talking about here companies transforming in order to shape up for the challenges that COVID-19 have brought down, especially during the lockdown. Now, with the kind of in-demand jobs that we're talking about, did we have enough time for upskilling and training of the workers so that they can qualify for these positions that are in demand, so that they can be relevant and, of course, qualify with skills, experience, also with the notion of being fit for purpose?
Mm-hmm. So in terms of that, I think South Africa has made waves in the past few years towards the digitization already. So in terms of tertiary education and upskilling in jobs, if we're looking at something like social media and online marketing, your digital marketing, these have been taken into account. And well, social media has become the most influential and important virtual space where the platform does not only it's not only used for social networking, but more and more businesses and companies are going over to social media to advertise their brand and their products. And with this, South Africa has really made great progress towards it. And I think our time to switch everything over to digital and virtual and remote working, it's been a short time. We've had to adapt really quickly, but I think we've done it in a significant way. The power of social media, for example, is commendable. You get to reach a large number of people within seconds, and these benefits of social media and online marketing has been known to us for quite some time. So I think the South African job space has really made great waves in terms of that. With the huge number of online users, almost 59% of the world's population, marketers especially have quite a task cut out for them in terms of their marketing on these digital platforms. And in today's economy, reaching the correct market segment for your product or service is extremely important. Companies are including social media marketing in their in-house departments rather than hiring external companies to do it for them. And I think this has really helped us, especially in our COVID situation and during the pandemic, to really get the job done while still, being good citizens and doing our part to minimize these COVID-19 effects. So when you pursue a tertiary program in marketing, advertising, or digital marketing, for example, you are taught from day one how to segment a market successfully and how to reach a specific market. These tools that companies are looking for in an extremely competitive environment, that's especially within an online context.
So, yeah, the environment is extremely competitive, like you are saying, but we are in the extremely difficult trading conditions at the moment. So when you speak to training at academic level and practical experience of something that is probably new to many job entrants, how would you then talk to the issues regarding executive decision making and how those decisions play out onto the rationalization of institutions that do not need many workers to do certain jobs? I mean, I can tell you a practical example when you look at digital transformation. I'm having several cameras in front of me here, but then if I have people manning these cameras, getting into the new era of industrial revolution, there would be a scenario where there will be robotic cameras. So to encourage camera people to learn about new technology in as far as cameras are concerned would be counterproductive because their skills would not be needed because those cameras would be robotically controlled. So then how do you convince somebody to pursue a career where there is digital transformation that doesn't need warm bodies?
Okay, so that's quite a good question. Within tertiary education especially, we do have some structures to pursue our students to go into a career path that is aligned with the fourth industrial revolution, aligned with this transformation that we are experiencing. And that goes back to the university as well. We regularly look at our curriculum and restructure it to include these in-demand jobs, to include the skills that the work environment is looking for. For example, the McKinsey report that consumers have moved dramatically toward online channels, and companies and industries have responded with a rapid shift towards interacting with customers through digital channels. And despite the slowdown in demand and the record unemployment, there are certain industries which are showing an uptick in demand, with graduates benefiting as a result. So within the tertiary institution, we have programs. For example, there's a work integrated learning program at Boston Media House that forms part of the curriculum. And within this program, students are required to complete a certain amount of hours, whether it's 60 or up to 80, sometimes 120 hours. They need to provide proof and evidence that they have completed that learning component, and these components go hand in hand with the recruitment program that the institution also has. The recruitment section acts as a bridge between your graduate and the corporate, and the section helps to place the graduates or the students with companies that focus on the skills required rather than what has been taught at university level or post-school level. So the program has seen a demand in growing for final years and graduate students, especially within the Boston environment. But it provides insight into the current jobs in demand for us as well to go back on and to refer to. The main areas are overwhelmingly so in television, then it goes into digital and social media marketing, followed by advertising and graphic design. In animation, the demand currently outweighs the supply of available skills. So within that sector specifically, there's a huge demand. And this demand has 7 companies this year wanting final year students for paid work integrated learning internships, some wanting as many as 10 to 25 students from different courses. And I think within programs such as this, the institution can ready the student for the work environment while also making sure that, you know, the skills needed to function in the 4th Industrial Revolution are there, and the skills needed to kind of adapt to a constantly changing and very dynamic work environment. You know, we kind of ingrain that into the students early on.
All right. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you so much for having me.